Vitaly Laletin was bigger, stronger, heavier, taller, every physical advantage you could imagine, and Devon Larratt still destroyed him 4-1. This is the story of how a smaller man outsmarted a giant, not by matching his strength, but by turning it against him. This isn't just about arm wrestling, this is about preparation, strategy, and the kind of mental warfare that happens long before anyone says, "Ready, go." By the end of this video, you'll understand why experience and intelligence can dismantle raw power every single time. Before we dive in, if you love sports where brute force doesn't always win, where the mind matters as much as the muscle, hit that subscribe button and drop a like. Because what you're about to see is a masterclass in strategic dominance. Now, let's get into it. To understand this victory, we need to go back, way back, February 28th, 2026. Devon Larratt faced Vitaly Laletin on the left arm, and he got absolutely brutalized. 4-0, not even close. Devon tried every trick in the book, and nothing worked. He came dangerously close to breaking his own arm trying to hold on. But here's the thing about Devon Larratt: defeats don't break him. They educate him. Listen to what Devon said after that
It's
loss.
the first time in my arm wrestling life that I've been actively dreaming about a match. The dreams are horrible. Like, he pins me so quick, I don't even know what happened.
That fear, that's not weakness. That's the beginning of the hero's journey. Because Devon didn't run from that fear, he weaponized it. What happened next separates champions from everyone else. Devon Larratt put himself through the most intense arm wrestling training regimen on planet Earth. We're talking more than 40 hours a week, just arm wrestling, not lifting, not general conditioning, pure table time. He studied the left arm loss frame by frame. He identified Vitaly's weapons, massive side pressure, explosive starts, that devastating flop press, an iron-strong back pressure lock. But more importantly, he found the gaps, the patterns, the tells. Devon wasn't just training his body, he was building a strategy, a counter to every single move Vitaly could throw at him. This is where most people fail. They train harder. Devon trained smarter. He knew he couldn't beat Vitaly in a straight power contest, so he didn't try to. East versus West 23, right arm, the rematch everyone's been waiting for, and Devon starts with psychological warfare. Before the official start, he intentionally rises completely over Vitaly's hand. He fouls on purpose. He's testing, feeling, gathering data in real time. This isn't disrespect, this is reconnaissance. Devon's checking wrist strength, reaction time, how Vitaly responds to pressure. Then the real match begins. Ready, go. Vitaly explodes with his internal rotator, driving sideways. His riser holds rock solid while Devon's drops immediately. Vitaly pronates, that's rotating his wrist to roll over Devon's hand, and he actually cracks Devon's wrist. This looks bad, really bad. Vitaly grabs onto Devon's fingers, trying to push him to the pad. But then Devon gets the slip. That's when your hand escapes underneath your opponent's in the strap. And here's where Devon's preparation kicks in. He starts screaming at the referees, "Tight, tighter, make it tight." Why does this matter? A tight strap kills Vitaly's ability to climb. See, Vitaly has longer forearms. With a loose strap, he can outclimb Devon and escape containment. A tight strap, that creates a stop. And stops are where Devon can work. Ready? Go again. Devon immediately starts dropping, a defensive technique to protect his structure. Vitaly drives sideways, goes for the pronation, but this time Devon's wrist holds better. Vitaly realizes a pure top roll won't finish this, so he switches to a flop press. That's when you go over your own arm and drive down with your shoulder and body weight. And this is where it gets insane. Devon holds it. Vitaly's got his shoulder completely engaged, driving with everything he's got, and Devon's back pressure stops him cold. He's putting in little bumps, disrupting Vitaly's rhythm, staying in the fight. But Vitaly adjusts. He gets tighter with his shoulder, getting completely above his own arm. He's forcing Devon to stretch out into what's called a king's move, a last-ditch defensive position where your arm is almost fully extended. This should be over. But Devon, stretched out in a king's move, starts talking to Vitaly. He's smiling, he's confident, because he just learned something crucial. He can stop Vitaly's flop press. Vitaly takes round 1 with a foul, but Devon just won the information war. Round 2, and everything changes. Devon explodes out of the straps with an incredible start. He gets the height advantage. Controlling the high ground in arm wrestling is like controlling the center in chess. He's taunting now. Hold on, just like the left arm. But Vitaly flops. Devon's back in defensive mode, except this time Devon's arm is tighter than ever. Watch what Devon does here. He's putting 100% effort into 2 things: closing his own arm angle, protecting his structure, driving to the side to break Vitaly's shoulder lock, and he does it. He breaks the lock, forces a restart. Next start, Devon gets an incredible stop directly in the center of the table. He drives to the side with an outside move, then he goes for the kill. He engages his own shoulder, he starts tightening, and he's shouting at Vitaly, "I'm gonna break you," and then he finishes with a beautifully executed press. The arena almost explodes. 1-1. Game on. Round 3 is where Devon shows why he's a legend. Most people think Devon hooked Vitaly here. They're wrong. Watch this moment carefully. Vitaly actually tries to engage his wrist and go inside first. Devon reads it instantly. He drags back, blocking Vitaly's cup. Once he's got Vitaly on his side of the table, then he dives inside. And here's the genius part. Devon finds this perfect balance. He's disabling Vitaly's wrist with his pronator, that crushing rotation, but staying low enough on the wrist so Vitaly can't flop press. He did this exact move against Gennady Kvikvinia at East versus West 16.
Fight in a hook match.
Well, we've seen it, ladies and gentlemen. We are deep inside, and
That's
right
better.
now, a little transition from Davy. Sunk the hook and then started to pronate, and the only reason he's doing that is to open the arm as he talks to Gennady Kvikvinia. But look at the connection he's got. He's not climbing out to the wrist and hand. The pronation is locked in, but he's just putting weight and hanging that 300 plus pounds onto his hand and wrist. We didn't have a good...
But doing it against Vitaly, that's next level. Vitaly has nowhere to go. Devon's in complete control. He extends Vitaly's arm and hand. 2-1, Devon. This is exactly what Devon prepared for after the left arm loss. He rebuilt his inside game specifically to match Vitaly. Combined with his world-class pronation, he just broke the giant. Round 4. Vitaly's preparing to flop immediately at the start, but Devon sees it coming. He gets a deep, low grip that completely blocks the flop. Off the go, Devon drives with his own shoulder press. 3-1. The speed at which Devon calculates his opponent's next move is genuinely unbelievable. He's not just reacting, he's predicting. He's 3 steps ahead. Round 5. Vitaly tries to top roll. Devon starts playing around, even attempting a flop press himself. He tried this before, and it didn't work then either. So he rolls out to a top roll, cracks Vitaly's wrist. Vitaly drives to the side. Devon attacks back, going for the shoulder press, trying to break through Vitaly's back pressure. But then Vitaly starts putting his shoulder in. He stretches Devon's arm out. This could have gone very bad for Devon. This is why you don't play with your food. Last start. Devon doesn't load at all this time. No defensive setup, just pure aggression. Ready, go. Devon explodes to the side. Flash pin. Vitaly's got nothing left in the tank. His back pressure can't hold the drive. So, what actually happened here? Was Vitaly weak? Absolutely not. Strength-wise, this match was incredibly close, but for every technique Vitaly pulled out, Devon Larratt had a counter. He was the more versatile athlete, the more adaptive athlete. He literally out-arm wrestled his opponent. Let's recap what made this possible. 1. He didn't run from fear, he used it. That brutal left arm loss gave him the blueprint. 2. He prepared with surgical precision 40+ hours a week, not just training, studying, strategizing, building counters. 3. He controlled the variables, the tight strap, The grip adjustments, the mind games, every detail mattered. 4, he stayed 3 steps ahead. In round 4, he predicted the flop before Vitaly even tried it. 5, he adapted in real time, round by round. He gathered data and adjusted. That's veteran intelligence. This match is a masterpiece, not just in arm wrestling, but in how to approach any competitive challenge. You don't need to be the biggest, you don't need to be the strongest, you need to be the smartest, you need to outthink your opponent, you need to turn their strengths into weaknesses. Now Vitaly's not done. If he works on his wrist strength and keeps developing, he'll probably get Devon in the future. The giant will learn, the giant will adapt. But for now, it's no limits. Again. That's the story of how Devon Larratt dismantled one of the most physically dominant athletes in arm wrestling. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure you're subscribed. We're going deep on the matches that define the sport. Drop a comment. What was your favorite moment from this match? And remember, in any competition, the mind is your greatest weapon. See you in the next one.